So over the last couple of leagues, deception contracts have been the only ones worth trying to sell in bulk, ranging from 6 to 20 chaos each depending on the league. However, I bet 99% of the players that collect heist contracts do not have a loot filter for them and are hovering over the wrong ones. So the secret tip is that while you can't filter on the contract job type specifically, and the Filter Blade website even says this is actually not 100% true. Certain contracts will never be able to have deception jobs. Let's take a look at the PoE wiki. So if you look at the PoE wiki, each location has a specific set of jobs that it can have. And deception is this little opera mask. So, looking at this list, there are 3 locations that never have deception contracts. It is bunker, repository, and tunnels. So these locations that do not have the opera mask in the job list, you should block and hide them on your loot filter. You can see how I did it here. As for heist quest contracts, I personally don't do heist or the heist quests. There's no way to get rid of the heist quest contracts other than completing the quests. So for heist quest contracts, on my loot filter preset, I just make the text transparent and as small as possible. They will still make a green mark on the map, but you'll be unlikely to pick them up. And then instead of changing these on your loot filter directly, it's better to use the presets on Filter Blade. You can make these presets on Filter Blade starting with the default regular strictness filter, and it's pretty easy to make your own. There's a video on how to do it, or you could use mine if you want. The name of the preset is called Deception Contracts Only, and the author is Horvath. After you make or select your base loot filter, you then just apply the preset to it. Smuggler caches are pretty frequent even with no Atlas tree investment, and for that reason I don't think you should block heist on your Atlas tree. And now with this filter, you can read 33% less heist contracts while looting. I hope anyone else appreciates this. I apologize to any heist contract speed farmers if that's still a thing, especially if they didn't know about this, but this is still a fairly advanced thing that's probably not going to be done by most people anyways. If anyone else has any loot filter tips, you can maybe post them in the comments. I personally hate trying to filter and price cluster jewel bases. I think the prices are just so random and they fluctuate every week depending on the meta. But at least this tip is something you can set once and never have to update it again unless GGG drastically changes heist contract rewards.